Hello there. Okay, so for this video, the first sew video, it's going to be making a bag hat. Now what we have here is a t-shirt, yeah, a little vest top. Now we need to know how much fabric we're going to need. So I'm either going to take a tape measure and measure the top of my head, I am here honestly, for where the hat would naturally sit. Okay, and I can do that even with the fabric. So take the fabric and measure it where it would comfortably sit. Okay. Now, so what I've done off scene is just to trim round the panel that I'm going to use. So I can get rid of most of it. And what I'm left with is a nice square. I'm going to keep this hem at the bottom. Now I'm going to use that as part of the hat. Okay? So I have my sewing machine here and it's all set up. I'm going to fold that over so the picture's on the wrong side, so I can't see the picture, and I'm going to sew a line of stitches just along here. So I want to keep this hem. This hem is going to be the front of my hat. Now the weakest point of this hat is the stitching where we're going to put it on and off. So what I'm going to do is, this is the reverse button on my sewing machine. On another sewing machine I have, an old one, it's down here. So I'm just going to go over these stitches just to make them really nice and strong. I'm going to check that I've still just got the two bits of fabric and that I haven't got this bit caught up or anything. And as slowly as I like, I'm going to just sew along this seam. Now it's really up to you. I would recommend you just check your stitches every couple of inches. Okay, so that's done, yeah? Now it's entirely up to you. You can trim this with a pair of small scissors if you like, if you think it's really untidy. But, you know, it's up to you. So now what I'm going to do is, I've got it folded in half. So I've got this half here, which is the fold half, and I've got this half of the seam. I'm going to place this half on the seam. So I've now got this. So I've got two equal sides. I'm going to give it a little shake and then I'm going to lie it down, and what I'm going to do is just adjust it this end. So I'm going to do another line of stitches just along the top here, but I do need it to be the seam in the middle of the back. Now the seam's still on the outside and the pattern is still on the inside. Now this seam shouldn't be as hard wearing as the beginning one, but it's good practice to always do a couple of reverse stitches. So I can start it, reverse, and as slowly as you like. I know I'm saying going slowly, but I don't want to waste your time here. So now when we take it out of the machine, make sure that you've got a long bit of thread hanging out, because otherwise when it starts up again, it uses so much thread that it unthreads the machine. I'm just going to take off that bit of thread, and again you can tidy this seam if you want to. Now this is the beginning of the other one, so I'm just tidying that now. I'm going to turn it inside out. That's easy enough. So we have the basic shape now. We have the bag. Now what we want is a nice seam along the front. And one thing we can do is we can tuck this inside. Now this is a bit fiddly, I do admit. But so far it's been quite easy, hasn't it? We've just gone in a straight line and we know we can do that. So I'm just going to fold this over so it's level. And you can see that the picture is kind of in the middle. Well, it's in the middle, but it's quite a big picture, so it's hanging over the sides. Now all I want to do is I want to take this seam and that folded it inside, and I've done it for about 1.5 inches. I'm going to take both parts of the seam and I'm going to put them together. Now if you start off with it squiffy, it's going to remain squiffy. And then I'm going to place that in the machine. So I'm going to pull it forward just so that, you know, it's easier for me to sew. Now as before, I said every couple of inches, check your stitches. Okay, probably more important now, because this is the harder part. I'm going to follow the hem of the old garment, and I'm just going to adjust it every couple of inches. Now because we're sewing a circle, a tube of fabric, what we have to do is sort of pull it round. Now I don't want any stretch on the fabric at all. And it is. Every couple of inches we're just going to adjust it, smooth it all out, and then sew a bit. So I'm going to make sure my needle is up before I remove it from the sewing machine. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim off the end and trim off the beginning. And while I was sewing, I made sure that I joined the 2 lines of stitches together. When I leave the machine, I'm going to make sure I leave a long enough thread in there so that it doesn't get untucked. Okay. So, last fiddly bit, I promise. What I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this bit, this is purely optional, is I've got my 1.5 inch seam, and I'm going to pinch it at the back, pinch it at the front, and fold it over. So, and make sure that's straight, and I'm going to shake it out. Yeah, what I'm trying to do when I shake it out is just make sure that all the seams fold naturally, and there should be a natural fold to the fabric. If you have a pin, you can put your pin in there. And then again, I've come to the other half, so it's flat. I'm going to go halfway along this big seam, and I'm going to pinch it again, and I'm going to fold the top over. I'm going to give it a good shake out because I want this just to lie flat. Now if it is lying flat, then I know I've got halfway in between the big stitch, so it's like a quarter. I'm going to put a pin there just to hold it. Okay, now I hope you can see this. I can feel it with my finger. This is the rim, the old seam, so it's halfway between the two. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top here and just check that this is lying flat so that I know it's straight. It will just make the garment easier to wear in the future. Just going to have a little thing there, check that there's no twists. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is with my sewing machine, I'm just going to do a run of stitches over this band. This is just so that in the future, every time I put the hat on, it's going to be nice and straight. And it is just a couple of stitches, and although it's decoration, it's still the weakest point of the garment. When I say the weakest point, this is where the stitches will rip. Even though if they do rip, then the hat's not ruined. It's just that every time you put it on, you'll have to refold your seam. So I'm going to go from the other end this time. I'm going to turn it round, put the foot down, and that's the foot of the sewing machine, not the go pedal. Lovely. So I can just take these threads and I'm just going to trim them as close as I dare to the garment. Lovely. Get rid of the sewing machine. Now, so we have our bag hat, and it's up to us how we want to. We can leave all the fabric so it just hangs down if we like. I quite like a single knot, and as this is long enough I can do a single knot. It does mean that I'm going to lose that lovely picture, and I can fiddle with that knot as much as I like, but I do like a single knot. Another easy way to do it is with a hair tie. Yeah, this is just an elastic band, so I can take it up and I can put it in a little bunch here. Yeah, that's quite an easy one to do. Or if you prefer, you can lay it flat and you can choose a point in the centre. I'm just doing this by eye, but we could do it with measuring if you like. And I'm going to take one ear. Oh, that was out of shot, sorry. I'm going to take my hair tie and then I'm going to put it like that, whirl it round. And then I'm going to take another one. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it with one ear. I'm going to place the hat on my head. Now this is obviously not for me, but we'll still be able to wear it just for a second without damaging it, because we made the seams nice and strong and we double sewed them. So there we have. We have a t-shirt converted into a bag hat. Ideal first sew, and yeah, if there is a favourite t-shirt and you want to keep, then it's good to go. Alright, thank you for your time. Please do try and sew. It's a good thing. Thanks ever so much.